Yeah, friends, welcome to today's session. So, we are dealing with the last unit in the module for admins, Salesforce Object Query Language for admins. Right. Let me share you the screen. Using bind variables and aggregate functions. So, dynamic variable binding. In the previous sessions, so far, what we have done, we have given the value like when the list date is less than 30, or where the account name or the last name is like Forbes, we have given static value. We don't know at the runtime what the user wants to search. The last name like Shah, the last name like Syed, the last name like Seklar Shah, right? We don't know. So they will enter at the runtime, and when the query is made, the value has to be replaced with whatever the value entered by the user, not a static value. For that, we have a dynamic variable binding as also aggregate functions. Coming to the aggregate functions, we do have min, max, count, sum, average, like we have done in Excel, and also roll-up summary data type. We have seen the roll-up summary data type on the master object when it is a master data relationship. The same thing that we are going to see here. Well, use bind variables and aggregate functions. Well, in the regarding the previous session, somebody asked it. Okay, and one more request I would like to give you during the live. Use the YouTube chat, so that would be easier for me to track it, and the others also can respond if the team is online. And you are giving the WhatsApp messages, so I may not mm, at that time see that and respond it. So that's a request. Okay, well, come here. After completing this unit, you will be able to make query dynamic, not a static like the last name equals to Forbes. We don't give the Forbes static value. Let the user enter it. Where he enters the last name like Chris, the query has to be made like the last name equals to Chris, like that, right? Okay. And by inserting apex bind variables. Okay. Variable, we know we declare one string variable, integer variable, like that. Okay, your admins now. Variable means the value which varies. So in mathematics, somewhere you might have got some variable x algebra. In algebra, you might have some x. For x, you have given 2 or 3 or 4, right? The value varies. The value varies. It's not a constant value, right? Then use an aggregate function to roll up and summarize data in a query. So roll up summary data type in master detail, right? There we don't have average function. In the apex coding, you have average function. Well, then apply grouping to query results. Grouping. Recognize when to use the where clause and having clause. Where is a condition, and what is this having clause? This also we will be saying. And good, at this timeline, if you follow this Salesforce's video, you can go there. Right. The introduction, we have discussed how to write a basic SOQL query and how to formulate queries that include fields in parent or child objects. But as you know, each application development project is unique. Knowing how to tailor business logic to solve a specific problem is important. Bind variables. Using bind variables is one way to tailor your code, customizing the code. It's similar to opening a form in the user interface and modifying an input field to search for certain results. Let's look at an example in the Dreamhouse app. You are a realtor selling houses and you want to review your inventory of properties priced under $200,000. So you write this query. So list properties, property, then select ID, name, price from property where price less than this much, 200,000. Well, so here statically I am giving where the price is lesser than some 200,000. Good. You can get it out. This is a currency data type. How you can give currency data type or percent data type, both are basically integers. I mean numbers, not integers. They're double number data type. So you write numbers. For this currency symbol is prefixed, and for the percentile is suffixed. That's the difference. Well, percent by 100 is already there. Well. Yeah, come here. So that's pretty simple for you, but it's a static. Again, we are giving a static value. We should not give static value. Let the user enter. He wants to, his budget is maybe $500,000 or his budget maybe $1 million. We don't know, no? It depends from user to user, right? So customer to customer. Uh, then how do you maintain that? So you can't write SOQL queries every time coming back to developer console whenever the user is asking, I want, right? Okay, so we have to allow them, right? Let them enter something, and based on that, the SOQL query has to be made dynamically, right? So they need an easier way to filter houses by the price that's right for them. How can you write one query that works for a buyer whose budget is $200,000 and another buyer whose budget is $800,000? That's where bind variable comes in. Very good thing. A bind variable is an apex variable, simple, that you use in a SOQL query. Use bind variables as placeholders, simple, placeholders for specific values to be provided later. In the last, somewhere we have seen the last name equals to FOBS. The FOBS is the value, placeholder. So you are storing it somewhere, variable. You have taken a tag variable, right? Some last name variable. You store this one. So it is an apex variable. Then you are going to bind it well. This is not a new concept. In OOPS for admins, you learned about using a parameter as a placeholder in a method, right? Passing the parameters to a method. When you call method, you pass an argument, parameter, right? Both are same. That replaces the parameter. A bind variable in a query is like a parameter in a method. The bind variable is replaced by a specific value when the query runs. So I'm going faster this part because I don't want to spend much more time for the admins over here. The main concept here is binding, how to bind a variable. So how to run a SOQL query dynamic, that is one thing, and using the aggregate functions, that's the concept. Well, so consider a bind variable named max home value. So you see, camel case is followed, max home value. We declare the variable in Apex and then use the variable in a query like this. So integer, he's taking integer, and to that he's giving value statically 200,000. For the last time, you have put it in single quotes, right? Because that is a string literal. So all the text you have to put it in quote, single quotes. In Apex, you don't have double quotes like Java or .NET. Everything is single quotes. Char, string, we don't have this much. String, it is single quotes. Then in the SOQL query somewhere, what he is using, less than. After that, instead of value, he has given the variable name, max home value. And one thing you have to understood, colon. So this is the point, key point you need to understand. Whenever you are seeing the colon, means that's value will be being replaced while this SOQL is executed. Now the value we are giving 200,000. So the query will be formed like this. Select name, price double underscore C. Okay, I am showing you here. Name, price double underscore C from property where price double underscore C lesser than. So here the value is going to be replaced with 200,000. And next, another customer wants to check his budget is 800,000. He will give 800,000. When that query is being formed, then the value will become price less than 800,000, right? Yeah, he's saying, notice that in the query, the bind variable is preceded by a colon. So the query returns the name and price from the property object, but the results are filtered based on the price of the home, where price is lesser than this one. The value of the bind variable max set home value is set outside the query. Let's look at this in action. Okay, so go to the playground, Dreamhouse app, property explorer. In the property explorer, searches for available properties based on a number of filters such as maximum price range. The maximum price range slides accepts values for the max home value bind variable. Move the max price sliders to 50K. So here, uh, the Salesforce TrailHead Academy has given you one already pre-built some explorer, right, where you can scale. I mean, move the scale from left to right, 0 to some value, right? Minimum value to maximum value. So instead of typing manually, so the user is given a chance to drag to left side, I mean minimum value to maximum value, right? Let's go there. Have I logged in or not? Okay, it's logged out. Let's log in again. I think after the previous session is over, after the last live, I might have worked the other projects. Logged in. Okay. I think curious badger. Huh? Okay. Well, okay. Here we have property explorer in the dream house. Let's go there. So they have already given some component minimum maximum values predefined. So you can drag to minimum side or the higher side. Server is slow and I can't see this in classic, guys. I hope. So the lightning experience test for our patients. So refreshment time. It has its refreshment time. Okay. Right. Luckily it came today itself. Well, so you see here maximum price. Here we have put how much 1.2 million. So it is, he is asking to put how much 550. Apex SOQL advanced TrailHead. So we came to the property explorer and he's saying 550K. Okay. So these are the budgets for, you see, 6 items for this budget. $550. Okay. 550,000. We have 3 items. Boston, 3 bedrooms, and 450,000. Cambridge, 5 beds, 450,000. Boston, 3 beds, 3 baths, 450,000. Okay. And if it is 1.2 million, Boston, Cambridge, Boston, right, etc. There, right. 550,000. Right. Okay. So each time the slider moves, its associated value is modified in the code through its bind variable. So behind the scenes, they might have put one variable max house value, right? Or whatever we have, max home value, right? So where you drag minimum side to maximum side to minimum side, the value is being replaced and being made a SOQL query. Each interaction, right? Each interaction, a SOQL query is made, and the available homes in that budget range are being displayed to you. The query runs and adds the results to a list of properties in the Explorer page. Using bind variables in the where clause allows you to set variable values in your code before the query runs. Bind variables make a query dynamic. To customize a query, dynamic in the sense here I have selected 550,000. The value, the query was made. Show me the image and the name of the property, how many beds it has, how many baths it has, and its price from property underscore C, where the max home value or the price is lesser than this much. Okay. For that, he has given a chance. I mean, Academy has given a chance to you or not, I don't know. Even you can use it where this lesser than, right? In the execute anonymous window, take a variable, integer variable, assign some value, run the query, see the results. Assign another value, run the query, see the results. Then coming to the aggregate functions. In reports, we have roll-up summary fields to calculate values from the related records. For example, you might want to calculate the total number of properties or the average of highest value of properties in a city. In SOQL, you use aggregate functions to perform those and other calculations. Count, it returns the total number of records. Okay. Name and ID are the mandatory fields and standard fields on each object. So we will take ID. Generally, we take ID field. Nothing wrong. You can take name field also. Then count district, I will come later. Minimum, what is the minimum value of that field? Minimum value of days on market. Maximum, the maximum value of beds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the maximum bedrooms? That is maximum. And sum returns the total value of a numeric field. So price double underscore C is there, right? So what it will do, it will count the price of record 1, price of record 2, price of record 3, blah, 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 blah. Then you will give me giving that total. Then what about this distinction count? Distinction means unique value. So here in the count distinct city, you have given city double underscore C. So we have the properties run here, where we have seen properties. Let me have water. Boston, Cambridge, Boston, Cambridge. Right. So totally 12 properties are in two cities only. If I add uniquely, so it is giving me only two values. Two cities are there, right? Two cities. So give me the count of property records distinguished with the city. So two records. Only two cities are there. Now, two things will be returned back. That is count distinct. Right. A description returns the number of unique rows that match the query criteria. Let's use properties in a city as an example. Suppose we start with this simple query. Select city from property double_c. So what it will give, 12 records are there. 12 records are there. Cambridge, Boston, like this, like this. It is going to give you back. But if you run this select city, okay, all the records city. Then count city double_c. It is going to give you back 12 rows. It is 12. Okay. Then if you give count distinct, it is of city, it is going to give you only two. We have Boston and another thing, Cambridge. Right. Let's do all these things together to save the time. Developer console. Query editor. Select name and city from execute. Okay, name city and look at the city part. These things are there, right? Or let me give only city. I don't know. I don't want name. Cambridge city value. Okay. The next thing what we will do, I will take count. So Apex is not a case sensitive. Why I am giving count capital? Because I am stressing more on aggregate function. So the count it has written out 12. Now let's make it count distinction. Count underscore distinct. If I give S lowercase, T uppercase, I lowercase, it is not a problem. Apex is lowercase, but strongly I recommend maintain case sensitivity because further you have JavaScript framework, Lightning or LWC. Okay. You see now it has returned 2. So this is the difference between count and distinction, counter distinction. Then min, max, sum and average. Min, max, sum and average. Okay, this is the style I follow. Min, max, sum, average. Salesforce will give min, max, average, sum. Anything is fine. So let's take the query data type minimum of listed date. Date listed double_c. Yeah. PRICING. What is the name of the field? One second, let me check. This is not related to you. Just to make the thing faster. Right? PRIC double_c. Correct only pricing. Well, developed because it's not standard field, custom field. Right. So I made a SOQL query. Uh, Give me the ID and name of the property, price of the property, and listed date. So it has given 12 records, and this is listed on 25th November, 26th September, 8th September, 14th September. Out of this, what is the lowest value? What is uh, the previous means out of these 12 records, what is the first record? What is the first date of the listed? The lower value. Then what I will do, okay, just this is also not related to you. Okay, so this 4th September is the first one, 25th November is the last one. So what is that property? Contemporary city living, 650,000, and listed date is this one. Okay, so you are going to get this one. Minimum of contemporary city, that is 4th September, and maximum is 25th November. 25th November, right? So like this, you can query the least date, maximum date, list price, maximum price, the least integer, the maximum integer, and the least value in a pick list city, right? Sorry, pick list field. Opportunity have stage, stage field, lead status, lead contacted, working, uh, it's lost or win, right? And opportunity also, some stages are there. So in which stage, so which is nearer stage, right? Lower stage and maximum stage, or least value, the highest value of a pick list field. So all these things can be queried with minimum and maximum functions. Okay, right. So we have done this, and you have got the minimum, right? And about the average function, calculates the average of all values. So the lowest property is $100. The maximum property is $1,000. So what is the average? 100 plus 1,000 divided by 2, right? Average. The sum will calculate all the. So I want to purchase all the properties. So property one is $100, 690,000. This plus this plus this plus this. So what is the total value? So then I can purchase all the. So some function will work like that, right? Good. Then group the results of aggregate functions, right? This is important for you. Selecting the maximum of status and its related parent's name from property value, group by parent's name. So you are going to get the results like this. Status is a pick list field. Status is a pick list field. The lowest value is contracted and the highest value is closed. The first value is contracted and its superior value pre-market, its superior value available, it's right, like it's 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, right? Like that. Well, now if we make a query like this, right? So you get the values by this. And you are grouping by this one. So Carolyn Kingsley, this agent is of available state, and Olivia Green of closed state, and Victoria Ochoa is under agreement, right? So coming to Carolyn, Carolyn might be having some 4 5 records where the records might be having contracted pre-market available. So in this, what is the highest value? Available. Available is the highest value. So like that, it is going to get it, right? Remember, this query groups properties by broker's name. For each broker's properties, we list the most advanced status, right? Closed, and before that, what before that, whatever the advanced level, highest value. So that's the status pick list value that is closest to the final pick list value. We want brokers who have sold properties, and so we will narrow the results even more. Back to the drawing board. Well, filter the results of aggregate functions, right? Another way to narrow results to is to using a having clause. Having clause. So I am fetching the results from property. I am making the SOQL query on property object, getting the fields of property, of course, parent also, grouping by parent's name, and very importantly, status maximum is closed. Then you are going to get the broker name like this. So further, it has narrowed the way, the confined, the sophisticated manner that we want. Okay, copy this code. So I'm not using any robot. I'm using my right hand. So a camera is not covering my right hand. So below, I have a mouse here. Through the mouse, I'm operating. The left hand, it's in my pocket over here in the suit pocket. Okay. Well, I'm not using any robot. Well, closed. This is Olivia Green. Well, then coming. Okay, you don't have any challenges, but quiz. Even if you give the challenges, so admins that may be a little more disappointing thing. So okay, they have given quiz, but I strongly recommend you. Already have this data now. Dreamhouse already have installed. Make queries on that in the SOQL query editor. SOQL editor, query editor. Saucer, okay, it's not the time for you. I will explain you later. SOQL, single object, query language. Saucer, search language. Salesforce object, search language. Getting the results from multiple objects. We will have another session about it. Right. Right. Coming to the quiz. Which punctuation identifies a dynamic variable binding in a query? Which one? Colon. So where is it? B. Select it. Okay, even if I select, nothing going to wrong. Just I am using 50% of the marks. Right, colon. Then, which SOQL query returns the highest priced home in each city? The having clause, city, grouped by city. Okay. Which SOQL returns the highest? Highest in the sense minimum, maximum, count, sum, or what? It is maximum. Maximum of pricing double underscore C. See for that one, maximum of price double underscore C. This also price, this is also price. We can consider this one, we can consider this one. Distinction, no. B is not the answer. Address, not answer. So the answer is lying between C or D, right? While you do a certification also, you are going to get confusing questions, tricky questions. You know the answer, but you will be prompted. Your mind will tell you, put that, create tension. So you should be in a position to segregate like this. What is the wrong answer? What is the wrong answer? What is the wrong answer? Find it out. So finally, one thing is going to be left. That is the right answer. And you will be getting not of not style in certifications. A and B, right? Okay, select the see the first one. Count. Sorry, A, B, no, C and D, right? What is the highest price for home in each city? Select maximum price. Returns the highest price to home in each city. Okay. Okay, let's go to the D. Select price from property, only that much. Okay, it is going to give you the maximum value of a city. That much only, that much only. But it is not having any um, summarized summarized manner, not a summarized manner. So to summarize the manner, you need to have grouping by. Okay, choose the C. Let us check our fate. And this is the last unit. Let us see. Lubdub, lubdub. Confinati. So flowers are being showered on you and me. Good. Right. So SOQL for admins is finished. Good. Right. Excellent. Thanks for your time. And in the next session, we will take another thing. And meanwhile, if you are interested to learn any particular module, just give me WhatsApp message, or maybe on the LinkedIn reply response, or somewhere wherever you want to comment in my social media, you can comment, or in the comment section of this YouTube. Right. Well, so after this live is over, again, this will be available as a video over there in the playlist, SOQL for admins playlist. It is available. So there also you can leave a comment. So what you want to have. So I will make a priority and I will do that. And very importantly, I'm going I am planning to do that. I am planning. So I'm going to do that. I wanted to give immediately 100 Salesforce jobs. I don't have in my pockets. The Salesforce jobs are not in my pockets, but I wanted to place 100 people immediately so that we can prove the world it's possible. It's possible. So here, Salesforce training is just not sufficient. Salesforce training alone, just that much is not sufficient. We need to improve the communication skills in the candidates, very importantly, right? Okay. So uh, planning to take like interns for that, single person can't do anything, looking for collaborations. If anybody is interested to come forward to collaborate in any manner to achieve this objective, like to place the resources in Salesforce jobs. And yeah, how the journey of reaching the target to get a Salesforce job, to that, if anybody is interested to collaborate with me, I am open, I welcome you. Right, together let us on blessings. Right. Okay. uh, so anybody of you are interested to collaborate with me, please let me know. I would be very happy to work together, and together we will earn blessings. So finances, up and downs comes and go, but blessings, the credits that we store over there, once we return back, that's my belief, that's my faith. Right, that is my native country from where I have come. This is a temporary living on this planet Earth, or planet Saturn, or planet Jupiter, planet Venus also. There is a living in planet Venus. There is a living in planet Venus. Wherever I am living, this is a temporary home. So I have to return back there. So for that, I have to construct a very big villa. So credits are needed. So that is nothing but blessings, punya. Okay. So I'll be waiting for your response in that manner also. Good. Take care. Let's meet in another session. Salesforce Online Training by your Secular Shah.